Welcome to The Bottom Line. I'm your host, Susan Kennedy. The Montgomery County Council completes much of its work in the rooms of 100 Maryland Avenue. But in this show, we take you outside those rooms and show you how their work affects you as county residents. We start this time in the town of Kensington, where the council recently approved a new sector plan. The town mayor, Peter Fosselman, also championed that plan. The bottom line, a town with a rich history that's looking into the 21st century. Now, where did you grow up here, or?
I grew up close, across the river.
Every 2 years, the town of Kensington holds its mayoral election. And just this past spring, Peter Fosselman was elected to his 4th term. He says being mayor is the greatest part-time, full-time job he's ever had.
This is not good at all. I have to let them know. Dangerous, yeah. I spend between 25 and 30 hours a week. Clearly, most of that is done in the evenings. Most of our meetings are in the evenings. Much of paperwork, all those kinds of items are done on the weekends. Meeting with residents or businesses that have issues and concerns clearly are done in the evenings or on odd hours in the weekends when their businesses aren't open or they're home from work or school. It's nice to be able to walk the streets. We are a small town, and you pretty much know almost everyone when you're walking on the streets. You know them by first name. I can even tell you what kind of car they drive.
Kensington is known for its small town charm, but also for its many gas stations and traffic along Connecticut Avenue. Fosselman has been a big supporter of a revised sector plan for Kensington that will feature a town center and more mixed-use development near the MARC train station. Something he believes is long overdue.
Clearly, you can see much of the need is on Connecticut Avenue, and that's really where the primary area of the sector plan is. It's along Connecticut Avenue, a little bit of Pliers Mill, a little bit of Metropolitan Avenue, but it's really already in the commercial districts. The residential neighborhoods are not going to be, affected in terms of there will not be new construction in the residential neighborhoods. And we're hoping to maybe have 1 or 2 less gas stations and 1 or 2 more restaurants, a few boutique shops. 2 things that we do not currently have in Kensington are a hotel or condominiums. And both were on the list of priorities when we talked to residents back in 2007 what they would like to see come to the town. So we're hoping for those 2 items.
While in office, Fosselman has had some laws changed for the city in Annapolis. During his first term, he lobbied for a state law to allow alcohol in Kensington. He's also worked on intersection improvements and has helped the town win more than $1 million in grant money.
Revamped the parks, we've replaced a lot of the equipment. We've laid out, as you can see behind us here, brick crosswalks throughout town to increase the pedestrian safety. We've redone many of the streets, the curbs and gutters. We've been focusing on some of the environmental aspects of the town.
Kensington is known for being a bedroom community for folks who work in the District of Columbia. The historic train station is still in use, and the town is also famous for its antique row, art shops, and restaurants. The quaint Victorian homes that line Kensington streets are home to residents from all walks of life, many of whom keep Mayor Fosselman abreast of issues coming down the pike.
Some of the folks who live here are in the political scene. They work downtown on the Hill. So sometimes they actually let me know about things that are going on that will affect us before I'm told, which is kind of nice. And same thing at the state level too. I hear about different programs that might be able to help out Montgomery County or the municipalities or in general. And so that's a good thing to have those kind of people living in the town.
Peter Fosselman is a man who wears many different hats. Besides mayor, he serves as Deputy Secretary of State and has also spent time in urban planning as the project manager for the Kentlands. But right now, he says serving the citizens of Kensington is his top priority. As a small town mayor, you really do have to make yourself available, and if you're out and about working in the yard or walking your dogs, folks might just come right up to you and say, hey.
Absolutely. 24/7. I had someone knocking on my door at 11:30 at night during the power outage to get an update on what was going on. It just comes with the territory.
And that's the way you probably get to know your constituents a little bit better.
And that's what they appreciate, that with small town government, hands-on availability, we're pretty quick to react, and we try to fix things immediately, and if not, we usually will give a decent time frame to accommodate the situation.
Though Kensington has its own mayor and council, the county council and executive provide the town with leadership and support. In the end, it was the council that gave the final approval for the sector plan.
The county's been great. All of the county council members have been wonderful in terms of answering our needs, or at least compromising on the things that we need as a small town within their county. And also County Executive Leggett's been wonderful in terms of what he's able to provide and accommodate us, and as well as his staff.
So what does the future hold for Mayor Fosselman? There are no term limits for the office of mayor in Kensington, but he says that doesn't mean he won't entertain future political options.
I will not hide the fact that I am interested in seeking a higher office. What that office may be, I'm not sure. I have people talking to me now about county level and state level offices, so I'm clearly interested in that. But right now what I'd like to do is be able to focus for the next year or so on carrying out the beginnings of some construction on the sector plan and get complete what I had promised the people that voted me in the office.
Originally known as Crackland Town, Laytonsville has stood as a crossroad to the history of Maryland for more than 200 years. This town, that is located on the fringe of the Ag Reserve, is working to preserve that atmosphere without losing any character. The bottom line here, a community that is full of strong ties and pride. Nestled in the northern part of Montgomery County is the town of Laytonsville. Incorporated in 1892, the town is home to about 400 residents, and Dan Pratz is their mayor. Heart of Laytonsville.
Yes.
People going by on Route 108. Tell me a little bit about what possessed you to be mayor, and what's it like being mayor of Laytonsville?
Yeah, my wife asked me what possessed me to be mayor, but she knows me well enough that there was a need. You know, we had an outgoing mayor of 10 years. And somebody needed to be here to make sure that when they tore up the roads to put the water mains in, when they start doing the development, there has to be somebody that helps get the town through all of this trouble. Keep everyone calm, work out the problems while there's still little problems, and try to make sure the community stays together and grows in a way that Laytonsville is, as opposed to becoming something that it's not. All the way down here, so that happens to me all the time when I'm out here, though.
Pratz was elected mayor just last year after being approached by several residents who asked him to do so. The town is in the midst of enormous change. The proposed Folks development will double the size of the town, and he has just seen Laytonsville through the construction of the town's new water system.
And there it is. I can tell you that at a certain point in time, the answer to these developments would have been no. But communities progress, communities grow, and people change, you know, how they feel about things. The goal is to embrace this growth, but do so with an eye on where we came from, so that when we grow as Laytonsville, not some manufactured, you know, faux historic downtown. In downtown here, the little sound stage company here on the right-hand side, Allstage, you wouldn't know it, but they're actually one of the largest sound and stage companies in the entire United States. Rich, he grew up here. He went to school at the elementary school. He built that business from nothing to being what it is today. And then we got St. Bartholomew's Church over here, and this year they're celebrating their bicentennial. They actually started off as a little church down by the Hollings River and established this actual church. You know, Tom Fry with his insurance company has been here forever. Atco and Jim down there, I mean, they're always donating to the town. We got Ertles, which is a very unique little place where, you know, you got all kinds of different things being worked on over there. Plus all the other businesses you have down here. It's just wonderful because they all come together with the community and they all help make everything work. It's a great day in Laytonsville today.
Pratz has served as a council member in Laytonsville since 2009. He is president of the Laytonsville Historical Center and served on the Historic District Commission. The The job of mayor of the town is unpaid, but recently Laytonsville added 2 part-time staffers to help with the workload. But Pratt says it's not about the money.
The payoff really is not monetary. It's knowing that you've done something good for the folks across the street or the folks across town, knowing that you've protected the community from something negative, that you've come up with an idea that makes the community better. You know, those are the payoffs.
Dan came into Laytonsville really as kind of a new person in town, but with a lot of skills from working in other small town government. But he was very willing to ask people questions about what was already here and absorb the information, as opposed to walking in and saying, okay, I'm new and this is how we're doing it, it's better. He came in and has really taken time to learn the people and what was already here and then put it together.
It's a tight-knit community of just over 100 families, many of them more than just neighbors. Pratt says the annual town picnic turns out plenty of folks happy to see one another and celebrate the town's country charm.
It's a small town with friendly people and it has a good government.
Brings me back to when I was growing up. Just the friendliness, everybody knows each other, everybody's here for the same reason, to enjoy themselves, and I just think it's fantastic.
The churches, the fire department, everybody comes together, and to have a picnic like this, I hope it stays a small town for a long time.
I'm very pleased to be here with members of the legislative delegation who you're going to
Congressman Chris Van Hollen and area delegates turned out for the big day, where Fire Chief Buddy Sutton was honored as Laytonsville Citizen of the Year.
And just wanted to say thank you, Buddy. Thank you for everything you've done for us.
We're a small town. This is not about politics. This is all neighbors, problem solving. What do we have to accomplish? What are their problems? And that's one of the things that you always have to do, at least the way I approach it, is that I'm always going out there and trying to find out what issues are out there that I don't know about.
One very big project Pratt's is overseeing is the renovation of the town fire hall. Can you tell us a little bit about what's happening with the fire department?
They're going to build out an expansion. They're going to put a big glass enclosed room in front.
Minnie, the town's vintage fire truck, was recently restored, and she will be the first thing visitors see when they cruise past the new station.
You're going to come into town, come around the Rotary, and there's going to be the school, and there's going to be the new firehouse, and you're going to be able to see Minnie right up front.
Very neat.
And the fire chief had a plaque put on the side of it, said dedicated to the citizens of Laytonsville, which I thought was phenomenal.
So what does the future hold for Dan Pratt when his 2-year term as mayor expires in May? Have you made any decisions as to your future plans as mayor? Will you run again?
Yeah.
You'd like
if the townspeople will have me, I would certainly continue to do this. This is it's one of the hardest things I've ever done for no money. Yeah, I mean, when I had my business, yeah, I was working 80 hours a week, but I was taking home something from it, you know, monetarily. Here, it's a different exchange.
But for now, Pratt says he will continue to do whatever he needs to support the Laytonsville of tomorrow.
And now we're starting to get to the point where these developments are going to come in, we're going to have new residents come in, so we got to get the town prepared. We got to get our mindset right, we have to get our streetscapes done. We're going to end up having to have that ripped up and replaced. We have to embrace the new folks that come in and welcome them into Laytonsville as it is, so that they can help and they buy into that and then help us create the Laytonsville of tomorrow.
Well, that wraps up this edition of The Bottom Line. For County Cable Montgomery, I'm Susan Kennedy. Thanks for watching.